I'm gonna crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolate?
Yeah. Yep. We got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll go see Spider-Man."
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god!
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Did I guess my internet's going in and out or something happened. Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am Josh. My buddy Josh Kimmel over here. My daughter is walking in the background over here. And we got the one and only famous Viking Dave. How's it going, everybody?
It's amazing. I'm here, so it's a great night.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hold on. That's the introduction we're giving Dave?
I mean,
Is that good? Is that bad?
Magnificent Once Upon a Sunday fantasy football podcast. One of the best
superstar.
One of the best dynasty fantasy football players of all time.
I like
I'm
that.
like, I was thrown off because I don't know about you guys, but the introduction was like, or the intro video was like going in and out for me the entire time, so it threw me off.
And I'm really
paying much
upset.
attention.
I'm not wearing my tank top. You're wearing your tank top. We can't be tank top twins tonight, David.
Sorry, buddy. It's Suns Out, Guns Out, Florida. You know that.
There you go.
I mean, I don't have any guns, but I have, pellet gun.
Kimmel does. He's been going to the gym.
I know. He's getting swole over there.
Swole.
Beers? What kind of beer do we have?
I have, look at this. Zephyr Hills, the only good water.
Ooh, that's when the kids used to sneak in back in middle school. Yeah, it's water. My daughter's in 6th grade. She told me that she's already tasted it from someone.
Tasted what?
Come on, man. Oh, you didn't go to school. Dude, at that age,
You didn't go to school.
Kids started bringing in vodka and water bottles. It happened all the time. And it's already happening in Violet School. Swear.
I believe you. I 100% believe you. Kids nowadays are.
I never did that in school.
I was homeschooled. I didn't get homeschooled.
Oh, you were a homeschool kid?
Yeah, you don't want to hear that. That was a terrible story. I was homeschooled, but not until like high school or like middle. I don't know. It was a shit show. Anyways, yeah. So I miss all that good stuff. So. Yeah, I blame my parents because if it wasn't for them homeschooling me, I would have been an NFL star. Just so you guys know,
they would have been getting handies in the hallway, like the stairwells.
I would have been West Welker before West Welker. Just remember that.
So Lone Pine is my beer. Slush Punch, Imperial Stout or Sour Ale. It's got orange or cherry, orange, pineapple, lemon, and everyone's favorite lactose.
Ugh. Well, I'm drinking an Arnold Palmer with vodka, and I know you believe me this time because you saw me pour the vodka. Vodka's right behind me, so I'm getting lit tonight. We're gonna play some PGA 2K after this, right, Dave?
I'm down. Say the word. Let's go.
Down. Josh, you
put it in the chat.
I can't.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's not crossplay.
It's not crossplay.
Oh, you got lame ass Xbox or something?
No, I got a lame ass computer.
No, that's even worse. No, that's actually really good.
I'm thrown off completely because I'm watching everything delayed right now.
That sucks.
Sucks. But do you need me to take over?
No, you're good. But we're talking about the NFC West today. That's why we got old Viking Dave down here.
What? That's not what I was told.
NFC North?
NFC North. Sorry, did I put West up there? I put West in the title. Wow.
I don't know what's in the title. I can't see the title, but I hear
you. Go ahead. You go ahead, Josh. I'm messing up left or right today.
All right, I'll take over. So we are the NFC North today. We're going to be breaking down the Packers, the Bears, of course, the Vikings, and the Detroit Lions. And I hope you guys watch some Hard Knocks because I want to talk about that as well.
Hard Knocks is going on right now?
Yeah. No, seriously. Episode 1 was awesome.
That was Detroit, right?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
No,
Dave?
I didn't watch it.
I watched Jamal Williams go nuts in this speech and cry like a little girl. That's what I saw. That's what
awesome.
I saw.
He's
dude,
awesome.
Calm down. It's not that serious. You're not that good. Your team sucks. Calm down.
You obviously just saw that on TikTok or something because you didn't get the context of it.
No, I saw it. I saw the whole they got chewed out by the coach. The coach is like, guys, I just need you. I need you. Just trust me. Just trust me. Just trust me. I saw it all. I saw it all.
When Dan Campbell was like telling the guys, just please, you guys gotta trust me, please,
Yeah,
please,
that.
please. I'm like, dude, okay, now you sound desperate, and now you sound like you're losing your touch, and they're kind of falling out. Like that was too much for me. He shouldn't be begging his players. He should be telling his players.
I wasn't upset about that.
I
Like
was.
he was like, "Listen, trust me. I trust the process. All that. I'll get all that. Like he's like, just trust me. I'll take care of you guys." So I wasn't mad about that. But then Jamal Williams just like sobbing, crying, like, "Okay, guy, calm down." Calm down.
But Josh, did you see any clips on YouTube or?
I didn't even know it was happening, to be honest with you.
When Dan Campbell was doing the up downs with his squad, I'm like, that's my guy. That's my fucking guy. And then when he's like, please, guys, please, just buy in. It's like, dude, you sound like a guy who just got broken up with. Like, please come back. Like, please, I'll be different. Like, it is too much for me.
I like Dan Campbell. I like him a lot. I think he's a good motivator. But I mean, I didn't see what that was all about.
I know. Hey, you know what we don't do on these division breakdowns is ever break down the coach. We never talk about coaching. Never. Is that a me issue? Is that something I didn't bring to the table?
It's probably a you and I issue. We didn't discuss it.
Yeah, we didn't. Because I would like to talk about coaching today because I know Dave has a lot to say about the Vikings coaching staff. Super glad that that old man is out and we got the new young guns in there.
Mike Zimmer.
Yeah,
I'm not talking shit about Zimmer. I loved Zimmer. He
was
was time for him to go, but I'm not going to talk shit about him.
Well, then what are we doing here? What's the point?
I'm not going to talk shit about everybody just because they're not there no more.
Jesus Christ. So did you guys watch some preseason this week?
I did. I watched Washington. Brian Robinson, the guy I've been touting about this entire offseason. Love him. He's a monster. I think he's going to be a starter in Washington before we know it.
Jesus, starter day. What do you think about that?
No comment.
He looks good.
I don't want to go off on this guy right now.
He looks good. Did you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch the game. I don't know. I
he
did
looks
see
good.
Twitter was hyping him up, and they were talking about Gibson because of it. So we'll see.
Yeah, Gibson was fumbling and being terrible, and I just see bad things for Antonio Gibson in the future.
Yep.
Was there any other standouts that you guys saw? Dave, you saw the Vikings. Did you see anything good there?
I saw terrible. They looked freaking terrible. That's all I can say. The defense looked the same, terrible. The offense wasn't much better, but none of the big starters started, so I'm not freaking out yet about it. It's their backups, so I'm not freaking out about the first preseason game.
And that's the thing about Dallas as well. People are trashing them for all the penalties and everything, and we didn't start a lot of our guys. We had some rookies out there. There's going to be penalties from them, but I mean, it wasn't pretty to watch at all.
Yeah. I went to the Dolphins game live, and I didn't really pay attention much to the game or the players itself. I paid more attention to just the atmosphere because it was my son's first football game ever, and we were like super close to the field, so it was pretty cool for him. And super close to the pirate ship, and that was not cool for him.
Oh, no.
So let me tell you this.
Is loud. First of all, that is loud.
Let me tell you this. We're watching the game, the whole game. You know, we're right next to like the pirate ship, where you can see it in our vision the whole time. And he's like, "Dada, there's a pirate ship here." Yep, there's a pirate ship here, so I know where we have to go later. He goes, "Dada, there's houses back there," because you know how it looks like it has roofs and everything. I'm like, "Yeah, we'll go to the houses." So after the first quarter, it was already half full. Like there was no one there, you know, for an NFL game. I'm like, all right, let's go to the pirate ship. They were kicking a fucking extra point at the time we were right there. Dude, it was so loud.
It is loud. It's freaking crazy loud. I think it's too loud. You need to calm that thing down. It is too loud.
Every time they get in the red zone, every time, come on, guys.
Yes, out. It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
It is the most annoying thing ever. But yeah, I didn't really get to see much about the Dolphins players yet. I haven't really looked and saw the highlights yet, but I do know while I was there, I liked the offense they were running, and I wish, obviously, Tyreek and Waddle and Tua were doing it instead of Cedric Wilson and Lynn Bowden and all these other guys. It just looked fun out there. Those guys looked fun.
None of them started as far as Tua and all that?
No, Tua, they were all like, I was like, you don't understand, like I was right there. So when they came out, so I'm like, fuck, that guy's not in pads. Oh, that guy's wearing sweatpants. Like no one played. No one played at all. Gasecki played. He caught a ball. That's
How did
all.
Lim Bowden look?
Scored a
He
touchdown.
scored a touchdown. Yeah,
Yeah.
Looked pretty
I saw that.
explosive. From what I saw, it looked pretty explosive from the warm ups too. I just like this. I hope he makes the team because he could be one of those guys.
He's a weapon.
He's one of those guys that can explode, but not be like he's not a workhorse. He's not a every down kind of player, but he's going to make a difference in real football terms.
I look at him as like a poor man's Antoine Randall.
I mean,
Do a little bit of everything. Can throw the ball. He'd be a good player for somebody, and he, especially in that offense, you can do a lot with him.
Yep. But let's move on to the NFC North because these shows do take a little bit longer, and we do have a third person, and I'm super hyped to get into it. Dave, we're gonna have to ask you about all the teams, not just the Vikings. We'll start off with the quarterback room. Who do you think has the worst quarterback room in all of the NFC North?
Probably between the Lions and the Bears. Depends on how much you hate Justin Fields or how much you hate Jared Goff. Like, it's. I guess Fields has the upside. I don't like him, but he is what he is, and Goff is just blah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me.
I'm going Cleveland as the worst, or not Cleveland. Dang, I have Cleveland on here. I'm all over it right now. I'm all of it. I know.
Were you off today? Is it like
I'm off. I don't know. Whew. I'm completely off. See, I'm taking care of my brother-in-law and 16-year-old brother-in-law, and then I had a dog stay at my house that ripped up all my carpet in my bedroom.
Oh,
so I'm just like,
that'd be furious.
Yeah. So I'd say Chicago Bears probably the worst, just because it's like you said, it's between the Lions and Chicago. But Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl, so you have to at least give him credit for taking the team for a Super Bowl and being the quarterback of a Super Bowl team.
I can agree with that. I think the most competent team is the Lions, just because, like you said, Jared Goff has been there. He's been in the prime time, whereas Justin Fields is very young, very, you would say, immature. He has a lot to do, man. We saw the preseason game. He got sacked. He got frazzled already. Yeah, he looked good. He had some good throws, but whenever he gets that pressure up the middle, he doesn't know what to do. I've noticed that his whole career so far of his last season, if he gets pressure up the middle, he doesn't know whether to go right or whether to go left. He just kind of stands there. It's like, do you notice that as well? Am I the only one that's crazy? I don't know if he knows where to go.
First of all, no quarterback likes pressure up the middle. But You're right. He needs to be smart enough to know where to go when that pressure comes.
Well, let me ask you this. Brett Favre gets pressure up the middle. Where is he rolling out to? I can tell you where he is. I know
he's going to his right because that's where he's going to be good at.
He goes to his left every time, dude. Brett Favre always
went
to the
left. It's Aaron Rodgers. He fucking goes to his left, and he always crushes us.
How do you think Favre did the same thing? Favre would always get a little turn around and then go left. I do the shit in Madden all the time because you guys aren't used to it. Seriously, I do it all the time. But Fields just doesn't have that instinct, I don't think.
He's still so young. He's never really had to deal with pressure. Throughout his entire career, never had to deal with pressure. And now he goes to maybe the worst offensive line in football.
Yep.
And he has to deal with all of it. And offensive line matters in fantasy and real life.
No, it doesn't. But Chris Jones smashed him. I don't know if you guys watched the highlighter. Chris Jones just went right through that guy.
I did see him get sacked, but I didn't see who it was. I think I was at the barbershop, actually, getting my hair cut, and I saw him take a sack. So,
yeah.
Good.
It was bad.
I'm not
it was
mad
more
about
on
that.
the offensive line. The offensive line had no chance. Like that lineman. I hope he's
Chris
not
Jones
a
is a beast.
I know he is, but it's like he grabbed him like a child and said, "All right, get the freak out of my way."
Dude, I've seen that so many times. When you know who does that a lot? Akeem Hicks used to do that still to the Vikings offensive line on the regular. We would play the Bears. They would just bully our interior line, and Cook would get hit in the backfield, or Cousins would get hit before he could even take the snap. It's like, can someone block these guys? It's ridiculous.
All right, so we narrowed those two teams down as the bottom. So let's jump to the third team. You had the Vikings left. You have obviously the Packers left. Dave, I'm curious on who you're going to pick.
Oh boy.
Should I be the homer?
No.
I'm going with Kirk. I mean, Rodgers is better. I'm not stupid, but I don't think Cousins is a bum like some people do.
No, I mean,
from us,
he's not a bum considering the division. I mean, but if you throw him in the whole NFL, maybe.
Yeah, that's where you're wrong. So it's okay.
Maybe.
I think he's a tier cutoff. As in, there's two sides. There's the good half and the bad half. I think he's the last person in the good half, and after that, it falls off. I think he's a serviceable quarterback. But he's not.
Oh,
He's
for
no
sure.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a legend. He's a Hall of Famer.
Aaron Rodgers is great. Yes, he is.
He's 3-time MVP. Probably going to be 4th this year.
I thought he already won 4. I thought he was 4
Oh, it was
last
4.
year.
It's 4.
I could be
Is it
wrong,
4?
but I thought I listened to the podcast.
You listen to
What
the
you call
Big
it?
Cat one?
And it was hilarious. You have to listen to it.
Go
I
on,
loved it. It was so good. I hate Rodgers, but it was really, really funny.
You hate Rodgers, but you would be Rodgers if you were famous. Like if you were.
For sure. That's why I hate the team that he plays for more than I hate him. I don't really hate him at all. But like whenever I see him like on a podcast or anything, like I laugh and I'm like, I hate it that I like him so much.
He's so cool. Are you looking it up? How many MVPs?
4. He has 4.
Okay, so he's about to win 5. Holy crap, that's a lot of MVPs.
That's not good. He's not going to win 5. Calm down.
No,
he's got
not gonna win
no
5.
Adams.
He
They
has
got no
nobody.
receivers. No, it's not
All right,
happening.
we're not
again.
going to receivers yet. We're going to the running back room now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said something that nobody's had heard of until today.
Yeah, all right.
If anybody knew, you guys talking about AFC West yet? So spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You're welcome for my presence here.
Who's the worst running back room in this entire
Running backs?
NFC? Yes, who's the worst running back room? This
The
one's
Bears. The
Yep.
Bears. The Bears.
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
hard. You guys have the Bears.
Yeah.
David Montgomery and then nothing else there.
Leo
Really?
Herbert,
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Bears. Okay. The Bears are the worst, so we all agree on that one. But this one's gonna be hard. The third worst team.
No, this
The
one's
Lions.
easy.
It's the
Yeah,
Lions.
exactly. Lions.
It's easy.
It's easy for you guys.
Because
Why- why
DeAndre
is that
Swift is
easy?
man.
I think Swift is a good player, but he's not better than Aaron Jones or Cook.
No.
I have Swift over Aaron Jones.
Really?
You know what? I will say
Yes.
I really
For-
like Swift.
And then
But I
if
think you said, first of all, you talk about the room. You got to
Yes.
add A.J. Dillon.
you
okay,
gotta
so
add
you have
Jamal
to-
Williams. Jamal Williams.
I'm
is
still
no
taking. I'm taking.
clown.
No,
Like,
he's not.
A
But
very
I'm.
good running back.
I'd still easily take A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Easily, the duo for sure.
But then
You
you're,
can't-
so you're automatically crowning and you're automatically crowning the Vikings as one then because you're not even adding them to the
I'm not.
conversation.
I'm
no,
not.
yeah, they're
So-
they're number one.
But would you
No.
say they're not number one, are they? Packers.
No,
Yeah.
I have Packers number 1.
Yeah, me too. But
Yeah.
that's why I'm gonna put the Lions at number 3. I just want to make some
Yeah.
kind of argument here. And number
No,
2,
that's good.
Number 2, the Vikings, of course.
First of all,
Madison's-
Madison's really good. And
I know, I
he's
said
the
Madison's
best
good.
of the whole bunch. So why are you putting the Packers ahead of him because of A.J. Dillon? Explain that to me.
because
The
I
Vikings
honest-
have the better number one.
I think
Uh,
A.J.
Because of
Dillon
the better
can-
backup.
I
Congratulations,
think
you have a better
A.J. Dillon
backup.
can start on all 3 of those teams.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Alexander Madison can start on a bunch of teams in the NFL.
I
Absolutely.
said
could.
all. No, we're talking about these teams though. And
Okay, I think he's
Madison's
better than some of
Smith.
those.
I don't think Madison's
I don't
better than
think
Montgomery.
Dillon's not starting for the Lions. He's not starting over Swift.
I think he could.
I think
I'm not a big Swift fan. I'm not a big Swift fan. So.
I think Swift is better, overall better football player, but I think AJ Dillon could start if that makes any sense. But I think he's the better backup of all the backups there.
I think Swift would be
Okay,
better if
I
they
agree.
allowed him to be a secondary guy.
I think Swift's pretty good.
I'm not a big. I've been through this a bunch of times. I'm not a big Swift guy, and I'm a Georgia fan. So
I was gonna say, how do you not like him?
yeah, I'm not. I didn't like him in Georgia. He hits the line too much. He doesn't have good vision. I'm just not a big fan.
I do think he's better when he has someone else like as a dual role, but like I don't know if he's like a full like he'll never be a Cook or Aaron Jones. I don't think,
No, not
but
at all.
I still think he's really good though.
Dave, here's the thing that we can relate to. Maybe look at fantasy terms. You can start AJ Dillon and you can start Aaron Jones week to week on any team in a 12-team league. You'll never start Madison. Not saying
You're
that
talking about fantasy
usage.
football.
Hold on, but I'm saying if he was that good though, it would get him on the field more.
No, because Cook is that good that he keeps everybody off the field. Aaron Jones isn't as good. He's not even close to as good as Dalvin
It
Cook.
just doesn't make sense to me that a coach would go, I think this guy's a top elite running back, but we're just never going to use him. Like that doesn't make sense.
When
to
you
me.
have a really good guy, why would you use him?
So he doesn't get hurt like he always does. I
Because
don't
he's elite.
know.
Listen, what
I
do you
don't
want me to tell
know.
you? He's a stud.
Why does Cleveland use Chubb and Hunt? Because they're both very good at football. Like
That's
what
fine.
I'm saying is, if you have a weapon, a second string running back, you're going to use both. Why did they use Mark Ingram? And every team does this. You know why the Vikings don't? Because maybe Madison's not as good as they think.
But
he
when
is.
Cook misses games, Madison balls out. What are you
But-
talking about?
You don't think they would give Cook a little more rest and use Madison if they had confidence in Madison?
I think they do.
Just so he could stay healthy?
And that
Just
might
so he
change
could
this
stay
year, I don't
healthier.
know. But I think Cook's elite. I think Cook's one of the top 5 running backs in the league. So you're going to use him. Okay. So why would you not use him? You can say the same thing about Carolina with CMC. He's a stud, but
I think they should.
Yeah, I think they
start
should,
using
too.
someone
okay,
else.
I'm not disputing all that. All I'm saying is you act like Madison's a bum, but we've seen time and time again when Cook gets hurt, Madison comes in and balls out. So that's why I think Cook's the better overall player, and I think Madison's a very solid player. And then, not to say anything's wrong with Dylan or Aaron Jones, I think they're both really good players. I would just take our guys, but I mean, it's semantics. They're both close. It's whatever.
It depends on how you want to use it. Like if I ran a football team, hell yeah, I want lightning and thunder. I want that pass catching guy that can also run, and I want that big bruiser. That's why I like that room a little bit better. I guess that's my one tiebreaker.
That's
I
fine.
like the way they use them.
I think they underused Aaron Jones. I don't think they utilize him enough. That's my big
Sometimes
issue.
I agree.
So,
I think he's really good too.
In the pass game this year, I bet you he's the running back leader in targets. It's gonna have
He
to
might be. He might be.
He's
That's
gonna
true.
have to be because we're about to get into the wide receiver discussion. Man, this one's a slam dunk. Who's the worst? This is a slam dunk. We shouldn't even talk about him. I feel bad.
It's a slam dunk for who's the best. I don't know who's the worst. They're all sucky.
yeah, they are. They really are.
But it's the Packers.
I got the Bears. I got the
Browns.
Bears.
Here we go. He's back to
This guy doesn't know where he's at.
I don't. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
No, I think I'm gonna do the tiebreaker. I think it's the Chicago Bears. I think at least yes.
the worst. Really?
Yeah, they have Mooney, and they have Komet, because we add tight ends to the pass catchers.
Okay.
Other than that, St. Brown, Harry's already hurt. He's useless. They don't have anyone with credibility besides Mooney and Komet, and Komet's not even credible yet. He hasn't done anything in the.
I love Komet though.
So
I
do
think
I.
Komet could do
So do I.
something. Yeah.
So do I.
Okay, but who do the Packers have? Mooney's better than anybody the Packers have. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I mean, Tanyan sucks, but I mean, who cares? I think Mooney's the better player. Lazard is blah. Like, he's a freaking mad player. You got Christian Watson. Unless you guys are sucking on Romeo Dobbs already, I don't know. I don't know. I just think the Packers are really unproven. At least Mooney's had a 1,000-yard season. He's really good. So I would take the Packers to be the worst. That's just me, though.
Now, don't laugh at me, Dave, because I know you're going to, but just don't. You just did it. You just did prove my point for me. What do they got? Dobbs. They got this guy. They have veteran leadership in Randall Cobb. They have a guy in Sammy Watkins who can play football. Who can play football when
healthy. When healthy, yeah.
He's not going to be healthy a lot, but they do have Sammy Watkins there in that room.
Okay.
And then the young guys, Dobbs, Christian Watson, Tanyan's a reliable tight end.
Who's to say Willis Jones isn't a star? You don't know.
I hope he is for Justin.
Okay.
Could be.
You're talking about rookies. What's the difference in this guy and this other guys?
I just feel like they have more depth, and Rodgers has more options, whereas it's
maybe
in failure. Is there anyone that you like in Chicago, Josh?
In Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You just said Mooney and Komet. That's 2 better players than almost anybody in Green Bay.
I like both of them. I'm a big Willis Jones guy, but overall, I just think it's very inexperienced.
It is, but how are the Packers are just as experienced or worse? That's why I'm confused. I don't know.
They got some experience in that wide receiver core.
Yeah, Lazard is a stud.
Watkins,
Randall Cobb. You guys are relying on those guys?
But I'm also relying on the quarterback as well.
No, well, you're talking about the wide receivers. Obviously, Rodgers is going to make those guys better than they are.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about just the receivers, I think, in my opinion, it's Mooney and Komet way over the Packers. I guess that means Detroit's number 2 then.
Detroit's
are they number 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I mean, they got Jamison Williams. They got Amon St. Brown. They got Hawkinson. It's pretty decent.
DJ Chark.
Yeah.
He's a solid player. Don't forget about DJ Chark. Yeah, but they just don't have that elite talent like the next team we're going to talk about.
They could. I think Williams could be. We'll see, though.
Yeah, he could be, but it's hard to duplicate Justin Jefferson. He's
I think
one of the best.
Amon-Ra could have a great year too.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good player too. Yeah, you put
You
all those
know,
guys together, they have a solid team.
all of these same rooms have something in common. It's how good is their quarterback going to play? Because
Yep.
yes, Komet and Mooney could be the next Kelsey and Kittle, right? If Justin Fields makes them look like that, Rodgers can make those guys look like that. We'll see if Goff can do that because Goff hasn't had the history of making anyone look special, except for Todd Gurley when he dumps it down.
Todd Gurley's just super special anyway.
Yeah, so is Goff going to make any of these guys special? I mean, all he did was pepper Amon-Ra with targets. He didn't do anything special. He just caught the ball and kind of did what he did. It's not like he created the plays.
I don't think he has to create plays with this receiver group. I think he just has to distribute the ball well.
So let me ask Dave this, because we are talking about the best groups. Do you think Hawkinson's the best tight end out of all this NFC North?
Yeah, he is. He's the most proven. So yeah, I would say him. He's the best tight end for now, easily.
For now.
Yeah. What about when Big Irv comes in?
I mean, he hasn't proven anything yet, so I think he can be, but he's just been hurt and he's been young, so he's got to prove something before you can put him up there.
Nice. So the Vikings have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, who people sleep on.
I like him.
Yeah, so do I. Irv Smith. They lost Conklin. That was big. I really like Conklin.
He was a nice outlet.
Do they got BC Johnson?
Yes,
boy?
but he sucks. He sucks. He's going to get cut. He's going to get cut. They got Amir Smith-Marset. I actually like him. He might be the number 4. So we'll be all right. Whoa.
BC Johnson was starting
That's
over
easy.
Jefferson Jefferson. Hilarious, by the way.
For
Josh, you have
fucking
any
2
rebuttals?
weeks. Just freaking Zimmer's an idiot. God damn it.
I thought we were going to badmouth him right here.
I just remember I got in an argument with some writer that was talking about how great Adam Thielen was. He was so much better than Dez Bryant. It was right when Dez Bryant was at his peak and on his downward slope, and Adam Thielen was just coming up. I was like, "You're crazy! I think Dez Bryant's so much better." And I just got trashed the entire time on Twitter about how great Adam Thielen is. So I just have this little hatred for Adam Thielen.
I've always loved Dez. I thought Dez was amazing. Thielen had a run. He had a good run, and he's still solid. But Dez was a monster. I loved him.
That's awesome. All right, let's move on to what we're all going to offensive line already.
Does anybody have a good? Oh, the Lions. The Lions are number 1. I'm assuming they gotta be
The Lions,
because the Vikings are trash.
Bears are trash.
I don't know how good the
Packers.
Packers are. I think they're average.
They're
I
average.
have Lions number 1.
Yeah, easily number 1 to me. Just watching Hard Knocks, those guys are freaking.
Taylor
How-
Decker, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, Vitae,
Sewell.
and Penei Sewell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys are monsters up front. It's so fun. I know we're not in defense yet, but so fun watching that rookie in Detroit, the defensive
Yeah.
tackle. It's so fun watching him play football.
Against Sewell.
It's so much. Did you see the dance scene with him? I know we're going off topic, Josh. The dance.
Oh, you're good.
They
he
did
the
a
Michael
sing and
Jackson.
dance or something.
Yeah,
I saw.
he did-
Yeah, I saw that.
That was
yeah.
so awesome. I love this guy.
I didn't
hope
watch
he's
the whole
good.
thing, so I didn't see what he was singing. But I think I just turned it on and
You
I wasn't
singing?
paying attention, and I saw someone up there dancing and singing. So
He was
I
saying,
wasn't really sure.
"Billie Jean is not mine."
yeah, that's what I saw. That's right.
That's
And he was
awesome,
dancing.
man.
That's right. I do remember that. Yeah.
Like that's what I love about Hard Knocks. Just falling in love with these players. Like that's how I fell in love with Michael Parsons. Like I'm like, this guy is fucking awesome, and I loved him. I still will love him forever.
Yeah.
I think Aiden. I'm falling in love with this kid. This kid's awesome.
Aiden
Aiden
Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's the guy
fell in
we're
love with
talking
him. I love Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, but I'm talking about personality. Like you can actually see him open up, and
Oh, I haven't seen his personality, but he fucking plays like, oh my God. He's going to make
Shaq
Kirk
was-
Cousins just on the ground at all times.
he was trashing this one dude in the ice tub, another rookie, and he's like,
Oh yeah, I saw that. Why did you go to Memphis?
He's like, why'd you go to Memphis? What's in Memphis?
Yeah,
I'm like,
I saw
Aiden,
that.
chill, bro. Like, he went to Memphis. It's okay there. Aiden's a fucking piece of shit. That was funny. Offensive lines, man. I think the worst has to be the Bears. Fields gonna get killed. He's gonna
Yeah,
get
Bears
murdered.
might be the worst offensive line in football.
Yep.
Yeah, the Vikings are getting better. Jared Saul was really good last year. I'm excited for him. who's the freaking right tackle? He's really good.
Brian O'Neill.
Brian O'Neill. He's solid. The center Bradbury is. I could push him over. I think he's got to be like the weakest person in the league. He's not good at all. The guards are better, but yeah, I don't think they're terrible. I think they're middle of the pack.
I love Ed Ingram. I think that was a great pickup for you guys.
I hope so. I think I didn't watch all of the game the other day, but I've heard and seen on Twitter that he had a pretty good game, so that was good. Yeah, I'd like to see him start. Hopefully, if he's good enough.
He's versatile too. He can play center. He can play guard.
I wouldn't be center because Jesus Christ, Brad.
I wouldn't be shocked if you can throw him over at tackle if you needed him to.
That's good. Having that versatility.
Yeah, that's good.
Lions, one you said, and then number 2 is Green Bay. I would just say Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers makes them look better.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got Bakhtiari when he's healthy. He's a stud.
Yep.
I considered making Minnesota number 2, but then Bakhtiari, and I was like, no, I have to go Packers number 1. But I love what Minnesota. Darius Saul is one of my favorite left tackles from a couple drafts ago. Ed Ingram, I love him. Brian O'Neill's a really good right tackle. So they have a good core growing, and they're building on it. So honestly, I'm excited about that.
Ezra Cleveland at left guard is not bad either. The biggest issues have been center and right guard, and if Ingram can play right guard and they can get anybody at center, then it's not a terrible offensive line like it's been in the past. So,
all right, let's move on to some defense because offensive line is the worst. I'm curious on Josh's evaluation of this because I think I'm getting hit by the Hard Knocks bug already. Like Detroit's, I'm just hyped up for him already, so I don't know where to put him. I don't know where to put him, but I think they're dead. Chicago.
Are we doing D-line?
No, we're just doing defense.
We're just doing an overall defense.
Okay.
Because
Who's number 1? Y'all tell me. I think the Vikings are middle of the pack probably. If we're being, I like a lot of the parts. I like Lewis Seen. That guy's gonna be a superstar. Andrew Booth looking really good in training camp. I really like what I'm hearing.
Andrew Booth, one of my favorite corner in this last year's draft.
He's looking really good in preseason. He's talking shit against anybody, even Jefferson. Like I like that because you got to have that mentality.
Yep.
You got Harrison Smith's back, Daniil Hunter's back, Zadarius Smith coming back. So they got a lot. Like Kendricks, they got some parts in there. If they can get it together, I think as long as they're not terrible, they'll be decent. If they can be middle of the pack, then they'll be fine. I'll be happy with that at this point. So
are we like in your bed having like pillow talk right now?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love it.
What does your shirt say? Cool
story, babe. Now pass me the remote.
It's such a Dave shirt. Like,
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I had this shit for like 10 or 15, I don't even, maybe 20 years, and I haven't even worn it, and I don't remember. I literally don't remember the last time I wore it. But I was looking through, like around the house, I'll just wear a tank top. And I just threw my other one in the laundry the other day, so I happened to look through it today. I got a shower, and I'm like, oh, I haven't worn this in a while. I grabbed it. I didn't think I was gonna fit in it. It's so old, but
it looks like it's like the cool cats with like a Panthers on it. It looks literally like Panthers. I thought you were rocking a Free Panthers shirt, right? Nope. It's the same color.
Yeah, I guess it could be. Yeah, nope.
So defenses, that's what we want to do. We want to talk about defenses. I don't know, man. I don't know. Josh, tell me, who's the best division?
I think in the division, I think Packers have the best defense overall.
Yeah, probably. That's true.
And then I personally would go with Vikings just because of the experience on that defense. And then I love what Detroit's doing with their defense, but it's still unknown what they're going to do. And then Chicago is just Chicago, and they suck. Could they be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year? Like easily one or two, Seattle or Chicago?
If they think what is this gonna? Let's just say this happens. I don't know if it's gonna happen. What if the Bears are really really bad because they could be? Would they draft a QB?
I hope they do and get Fields somewhere where he can act where he can compete. Because I really do like Fields.
Keep Fields in Chicago. I can't think he sucks.
No, really, I love Fields.
I need them to like be middle of the pack, like 7 and 10. That way they don't get a top 5 pick and take one of those top quarterbacks coming out this year.
You think Fields is garbage?
I've thought it since the draft. Ask Josh.
Really?
I
think he's so good.
I think Ohio State quarterbacks suck in general. They don't have to read the defenses at all. The receivers are all 5-star super studs going to the top 10 of the draft. they can't read a field because they don't have to. And then when they get pressure, like Fields has, just like Haskins, just like the guy before that, just like the guy before that, just like the guy before that, they're not good. And I mean, listen, there's going to be an exception to the rule. It's going to happen. I don't know if Fields is it or not. We'll find out. Maybe Stroud's the guy. I know he's super freaking high up there. Everyone loves him, but I don't know. I didn't like him in the pre-draft. So
There's a guy in Cincinnati that went to Ohio.
Did he start? I'm pretty sure he balled out in LSU.
He didn't start, but he transferred out and then played at LSU. But he was a Ohio State.
If he would have stayed, maybe he would have broke the trend.
I mean, maybe, but
he might have.
There was a guy named Justin Fields that stopped him from starting.
Well, Burrow should have started because Fields ain't that good.
Burrow's already been to a Super Bowl. Fields really hasn't.
Well, what team have they put Fields in? Like the worst offensive line in football. I mean, he had a receiver last year.
Great weapons.
No.
That's why I said he could still break out. I don't know. I was never a huge fan. I don't think he's ever going to be like a superstar, but he might be. We'll see. I don't know.
He'll be aligned with the Dak Prescott and the Jalen Hurts.
He'll never get that good.
I think he will.
That good.
I think he will.
I love Fields. He's not getting Dak level.
He has the competitive nature that both those guys have that will drive him to be that good.
You know what else he has is the inaccuracy to drive him down.
He literally has no time to throw the ball. And you could put any quarterback behind that offensive line. You could put Tom Brady behind that offensive line, and you're looking at the same player.
I guess we'll find out, huh?
Tom Brady, we all know Tom Brady, if he gets pressure on him, he sucks.
Listen, I agree with you about that point because when people are trash Cousins, and I'm like, do you see that he's getting hit literally before he can get the ball? Like, what is this guy supposed to do?
Yeah.
And, so I get that part. That part's definitely it. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know. We'll see about him. I'm not sold on him. But I have not given up on him. I say that as far as, like, I don't think he's, like, I wouldn't say he's a bust yet, but it could happen.
I think the entire team's a bust.
Here's the thing, though, Josh. We always forget this because we live in the now. We live in the moment.
Yeah.
These quarterbacks bust all the time. All the time.
Oh, I know they do.
These guys aren't all going to make it. And there has to be one or two.
I mean,
and Fields
there's a guy I think busted because of circumstance, and everyone could say different, but Josh Rosen. He busted because they didn't want him.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I think
he got multiple chances.
But what kind of chances did he get?
Full chance.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't say he got, but he went to multiple places and he couldn't beat out. Like in Miami, who did he have to compete at that time? Like I don't even remember who it was.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Good. Come on, that guy's a walking backup quarterback waiting to lose his job.
Fitzmagic. They love Fitzmagic.
I love him, but if you can't beat him out, or at least be competitive enough to where they're like, let's at least let him start a game or two, or three, or see how good he is before we bring in Fitz. Come on, man! Like now he's just a journeyman backup.
The thing is, you watch him his rookie year, Josh Rosen. He looked competitive. They put him in. He was getting the ball down the field. He looked good, and then they just gave up on him. And I think he also has a mentality issue and an attitude issue, which doesn't help him as well.
Because when he got drafted, he was pissed about it.
Yeah.
Like he went too low or
he
something.
said, I'm going to make these guys pay. That's when I knew it was done.
But you talk shit about Joe Burrow when he was cocky as hell, too.
I did.
Don't say that, okay?
He's a bum. He's
fucking bum.
He's not as bad as Josh Rosen. Rosen was bad, man. I hated everything about him. About him.
That good.
And all those rumors where he was too smart to play or he thought he was too smart, I guarantee goddamn true. That's probably true because that's why he probably didn't work out.
I believe that. Yeah, like I think he thinks he's better than he is. It's one of those where like he probably didn't want to work as hard. He thought he was just really good. And if you don't work hard in the NFL, you're gonna be a bust, dude. Like
we all get that. Like someone your boss, you don't have a boss, but someone comes up to you, hey Dave, do this right. You're like, oh sure, buddy. You know, we all have that, and that's like, okay, sure, buddy. He
a little bit.
Yeah.
And guess what? Nobody's paying me millions of dollars.
Yeah, but these guys, like, dude, I watch Hard Knocks. They didn't want to put those stupid things on their head. This looks funny.
Saw that.
This looks stupid. Dude, how dumb are you? Put it on, you fucking idiot. They made it for a reason. But that's the mentality of a young person. Not just an NFL person, a young person. So you'd have to be very special and hungry to, make it in the NFL. And Rosen didn't have that. He came from a rich family, and he thought he was better than everyone.
Yeah, very rich family.
Very
I think
rich family.
I think his uncle owns American Airlines or something like that.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Nice.
Yeah, I knew he was loaded.
Yeah, his family is loaded.
No wonder
But
he didn't care about playing football.
at the same time, Zach Wilson, his family's loaded too. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we know what he's doing.
So, guys, I want to interrupt y'all, but have you heard about the new fantasy football platform over at PFF?
I've
You
heard.
guys,
No,
you guys are supposed to say like
No.
you guys
I
are
have
supposed
not.
to say no, have not. And Josh, you were supposed to say yes and take over because you're.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean it's all 22 PFF. So you guys are dynasty guys, correct? You're OUS fantasy.
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is my first time playing dynasty, and I'm excited because you draft. I don't know, is it 52 positions you draft?
It's
Or 52
full
players?
team.
So you're drafting a full team, and then it's a dynasty. So you're creating your own team.
Is it
I-
dynasty or is it a redraft league?
It's a dynasty league. So next year you keep that same team, and then you go in
To a draft.
and you do a free agency and then rookie draft and bring it in.
Yeah,
So-
apparently there's going to be awesome salaries or whatever, so there will be a free agency period. You're basically drafting a full NFL roster, offensive linemen, defensive backs, like everything, the full 9 yards. And then the way they score it is by PFF because it is a PFF affiliate, and they do use those grades, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna not comment on that.
hey, all I can pro tip out there: Damian Harris, running back 1, because he
That's-
always has the highest grade.
I'm not gonna trash it for you guys. This is y'all's show, not mine.
But anyway, Beer 22, if you put in the promo code, you get, what is it, $20, $30 off? I think you get $20 off.
$20 off your first year. And your first year,
Like I
it's
love
20
the concept.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
a great concept.
So it's $50 to join people. You get $20 off if you use beer 22.
That's awesome.
I'm
We're
Yeah,
drafting next
I'm
week.
excited for it. We are drafting next week. It's a week long. I prefer. I know I saw you came out, Josh, about week long drafts are the best. You don't have to worry about date and time and all this other stuff. I just want one day just draft a whole team
But
because
53 players. That's
I
that's a
nerd out.
draft,
I nerd out
dude.
like that. I nerd out like that.
I'm not doing no 53 people.
Dude,
on the
think
city. There's
about
no way.
this. This is a true story. Our live drafts take
4
2
hours.
to 3 hours,
Oh, I know.
and that's for 15, 16 picks. You want
I-
to do 53? That's
Before-
the entire day.
Before I had a kid, I would sit down and do a 7-round mock draft on paper, write it all out. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you
a.
got nothing better to do. Sure, that's
I
awesome.
know, right?
Exactly.
I nerd out so hard when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Is it really one
get
day?
that.
Are we doing the whole draft in one day?
There's
No,
way.
we're doing it a week long. You get an
There's
hour
no
between
way.
picks.
Oh, an hour? That's
Hour?
pretty cool.
Yeah, an
Oh, how
hour
many
between
teams?
picks.
Well, there's only 12 teams, right? 10.
No, I think there's 10 teams.
10-team league, baby.
I would
you
love
go.
it. Like, I think this ultimately should be like you can have 32 teams. You're drafting a whole
That'd be
team.
crazy. That means everybody would just take their own. Like, let me get the Vikings. You take the Dolphins. You take the Redskins or the
because
Commanders.
This is
No.
fantasy. You could do whatever you want. This is the closest thing you can do to actually be an actual
I like that.
manager.
Yeah, be a
like
GM.
There we go. I just
I like
wish
that.
they
That's
fixed
cool.
the scoring. I wish the
I
scoring
do-
was a little bit
That's the
different.
only thing I don't really like.
The only,
is that,
but what would you do?
is that-
Like,
but that's what I'm saying is like
yeah,
I like the concept of all these players and all that. But again, just like I told you on Twitter, like
yeah,
you're basing all the scoring off of like what some guy thinks.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Josh said, like Damian Harris is the RB1, but like graded at the end of the season, or and this is where I was talking to Jacob because he asked me about it, and I was like, listen, I like the concept, but I've literally heard defensive players be like, why did I get a bad grade? And they're like, oh, because you missed the cover. Well, I was
Yeah.
in zone coverage covering the guy in the flat. You know what I mean? I had my guy covered, but since I'm the nearest guy, you know, they gave me a negative grade. Like that's the thing is, it's all based on someone's opinion that about it. But I mean, otherwise, like it sounds really cool. Like the whole building the team, all that. I love that part.
And this is a new concept, and they will tweak it, and they will.
Oh,
tweak
yeah,
yeah.
hopefully they'll tweak it and they'll figure stuff out.
It's just cool to get on the ground floor and actually check this thing out and run it for a test because I'm excited for it. I'm be hitting you up with offensive lineman, Josh, because I don't know the offensive lineman.
I'm not helping you.
Tony,
We're in the league
Tony-
together.
do we get veterans or Hall of Tony Baselli, baby? That's all I know.
Yeah, right.
Hall of Famer.
That's the thing. Like, no one's doing this right now, so you have no platform to go on and be like, okay, who normally goes number one? Who this is all new.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would think the quarterbacks would go high because I know they get rated higher, and you get. I also saw something about the scoring is tiered by like player salary, which I guess is kind of cool. So I would think quarterbacks should go higher, but offensive linemen are really high paid, so defensive ends, I think.
Mahomes
So
should be 101. That's just the bottom line. I'm just gonna do it the way I would start if I was drafting a Madden. That's what I'm gonna do.
Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
Is it a 2-quarterback league? I don't know. I want them all. All right, man. Dave, thanks for coming on. Dave, where can we find you if we wanted to find you?
I'm on the best fantasy football podcast that there is. OUS Fantasy Football. Come find me there. I'll give you the best tips. And then if you want to see my shit show, it's at Viking Dave 18. I don't know if you want to get involved in all that.
For now. Who knows where it's going to be next year?
Yeah, who knows? It might get suspended.
Right?
Listen, I got burners. Don't worry. I'll be back somewhere.
That was funny. I guess I tagged him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't even remember I had that.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I was like, wait, I still have his account. I still have it.
All right, you know what, Josh? I'm going to close the show for the first time. You can find Josh Wingate at Josh Wingate 302. You can find me on Twitter, Josh Kimmel OUS. We're part of the Say It Again Network. Josh, do you have anything you want to say for the first time ever?
Don't mistaken the Chicago Bears for the Cleveland Browns.
Multiple times.
Mugs and Balls, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. There we go. Peace out, Cub Scout.